Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Friday, May 23rd. It is the beginning of the long weekend. Don't forget, gang, Monday, U.S. markets closed for Memorial Day. Also, this Monday, we are rebroadcasting one of our favorite interviews of all time. Mark, come on the mic for a second and say, how does the interview of Bill McRaven, Admiral Bill McRaven, how does that rank in your favorite interviews of all time? Maybe my single favorite interview. He is the author of Make Your Bed. He is also the guy who is behind the mastermind behind the execution of the plan to get Osama bin Laden and find him and take him out. Top three, Mark, for you?
Oh, yeah. William H. McRaven? Yeah, for sure. Maybe number one. I mean, if not number one,
so.
Number two, number three. Yeah, he's right.
Yeah,
there.
it's definitely a top. It's probably my number one. And also, we did this a long time ago. We were in our studio in the CBS News Broadcast Center, and his wife was sitting with Mark behind the glass. And the thing that I love the most is after we finished the interview, he had just done a ton of interviews. And I think he had just come off the air in the morning show, right, Mark? And so she came over and she said to me, that was the best interview that he's done for this tour, for this book tour. And I was like, oh, I was floating on air. I adored it. I thought he was fantastic. So in your Memorial Day feed, you will get Bill McRaven. And even if you've heard it before, listen to it again. It's just so great. Never gets old. He's fantastic. So today, however, we are focusing on you and your money. And remember, if you'd like to join us on the air and talk about whatever's going on in your financial life, go to JillOnMoney.com. Click the Contact Us button. Write us a note. Let us know what's going on. Check the box if you want to join us. And don't forget, you've got to sign up for the free weekly newsletter. And you also have to subscribe to Jill on Money Live. We have a webinar coming up Thursday, June 5th at 7 Eastern Time. We're talking cars. We're talking trucks. We are talking with automotive expert Mike Quincy of Consumer Reports. I have a lot of questions for Mike right now. The entire auto industry has had its head turned on its ear because of tariffs. So we're going to find out what's going on and what you need to know. You can only join us if you have fork over $45 for the next 12 months. You'll get 4 webinars. You'll get the back catalog of webinars. You'll get bonus audio and video content. Jill on Money Live. Okay, right now, let us go to Heidi, who joins us from Wisconsin. Heidi, you've been on the air with us, so I'm so happy to have you back. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you.
What's going on?
So last time I called, I was going into grad school. I've finished grad school in my job longer. I had just started a job when I called you last time. So now I'm more settled. I paid off my student loans and now
Congratulations. Hold on. Can we just take a breath? That's great. Congratulations that you paid off your loans. Incredible.
Yeah, thank you. It's pretty incredible, I think.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, what else is going on?
So I have a 9-year-old and I have some extra cash I'm working with. I have money in my savings account. I want to know if I should put that in brokerage. I'm a little worried about the stock market economy. Should I not be worried about that? And just kind of wanting to know where I should put my money going forward.
Okay, so let's go back in time for a second. Heidi, how old are you now?
40.
Okay, and how much are you earning?
$205,000.
That's great. For your job, do you have a retirement account available to you?
Yes.
What is the amount of money you're putting into the retirement account?
I'm currently putting in 7% and then I get a 5% match.
Okay. How much money is in the plan right now?
$65,000. 35's in Roth and then 30,000's in traditional, and that's all the match.
Okay. Got it. So you're doing all Roth for your 7% contribution, right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, great. Fantastic. Any other investments in retirement assets right now?
Yeah, for my last employer, it was employee owned. So I have an ESOP that I can roll over into something. It's about $100,000. And then my previous 401k is $130,000. 100 of that's traditional and 30,000 of that's in Roth.
Okay. How do you feel about managing this money yourself? Are you feeling comfortable with it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right, good. Okay. So that's the retirement assets. What other assets do you have where you've squirreled away lots of money because you're making this couple $100,000 a year, which is amazing?
Yeah, it's the HSA. I've always done HSA. So I have about a little over $50,000 in the HSA. And then I have An IRA, a traditional IRA that has about $75,000, and then a Roth IRA that has about $90,000.
Where are those held?
Vanguard.
Okay. So you're comfortable in the Vanguard environment, right?
I am, yes.
75 traditional, and you said 90 in the Roth, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it. What else? What else we got?
For fun, I just put a little bit of Bitcoin in. I have $2,000. I don't touch that. I put $1,000 in a long time ago. So I don't plan on doing anything with that, just to try and have fun. And then in Vanguard, I also have a brokerage account with about $1,500. I do have employee stock, but it's not vested, and that's about $40,000.
Okay, but let's leave that off. Let's not even think about that.
Okay.
Do you own your own home?
Yes.
How much is the house worth?
The house is worth, it fluctuates, about $415,000.
Okay, and you have a mortgage on it?
I do. I owe $255,000, and it's 3.75%.
Great. So we're not paying that down early.
No.
And you like the house? It's good for you? Like there's nothing you need to do with it?
I do need to put some work into the foundation and the roof, and that's going to be about $40,000. That's impeding doom in the next couple months. Not the fun things you want to do.
Okay, $40,000 of work needed. Okay, now tell us about the savings account, like where you could do this work and where you can pull from.
Yeah, I do have cash I could pay. I have about $130,000 in a high yield savings account, and I'm trying to figure out what to do with that money. I do like to be more conservative with my savings, just in case I, don't have a job. Who knows what's coming up? I'm confident in my abilities to get another job and all of that, but I just want to have some safety net involved.
Yeah, of course. I love that about you. I love you and your wimpiness. You're right up my alley.
Right.
So let me ask you a question, though. What do you think your monthly expenses are? I just want to see how much we need to really keep in that high yield savings.
I would say they're probably between $8,000 and $9,000 a month, and that includes my mortgage and childcare and some fund money.
Okay. I like fund money. I'm going to say 9. So, of the 130, let me ask you something. Let's say that we said, just tap that high yield savings account, use the 40 for the work needed. Okay. Just use it. Don't think twice about it. In fact, it's going to end up being 50 because whatever the 40 is, it'll turn into 50, right?
Oh, yeah.
Won't it? Okay. So now if you had $80,000 in your high yield savings account, right? And that was, you're in that 6 to 9 months of living expenses. Would that be okay for you? Or does that feel scary?
I think that's okay. That's where the minimum I'd want to be is.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Okay. So let's presume that's exactly what you have done. That you're going to spend your 50, you're going to keep your $80,000 that's left over. Okay.
Okay.
And then you're still paying your expenses, but you did build up this high yield savings account, which means to me that you have cash flow that can do other things. What do you think your cash flow looks like at the end of every month? What do you think you have left over?
Probably $1,000 left over every month.
Okay. And your 529 plan for the 9-year-old, how much money is in there?
About $25,000.
Okay. And when you look ahead and you say, okay, I've got 25 grand in there, I've got 8 or 9 years to go. Do you think you want to be able to pay for private or public school for your kid?
Ooh, I think public.
Public. Okay. So in your mind, you're putting in extra money in your retirement accounts. I'm wondering whether we should, of your $1,000 a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do your 7% into your retirement account, right? And then you're also putting money into your Roth, I presume, or are you making, when you say you're putting money into retirement, are you doing it you can't be doing it backdoor. So how are you doing that?
Well, tell me if I'm doing it wrong. I put into traditional, and I have a conduit IRA, and then I transfer it to Roth. Can I do that?
Mark, I think she's doing a backdoor Roth, but isn't the fact that there is an actual $75,000 IRA put her in the pro rata rule?
Yeah. If you
theoretically,
get technical, yes, that's true.
It's a little technical here, but I think that for now, just don't do that anymore. Okay. And don't freak out about it. But ideally, what happens is when you want to do that kind of backdoor Roth, you need to not have any actual traditional IRA that's outstanding. So if I were going to do that going forward, we would need you to roll your Vanguard IRA into your current plan, into your pre-tax current plan, because we'd have to kind of make it go away for purposes of making sure it's legit and not being subject to the pro rata rule, which kind of screws it up. And give me your or, Mark.
Or if you just want to avoid that mess altogether, just increase your workplace Roth contributions.
That's what I'm thinking. In fact, forget about putting the extra money into your Vanguard accounts right now. I would bump up my retirement contribution to, say, 10% right now. And the rest of the money I would use to fund the 529 and maybe put some extra money into a brokerage account. But I think the 529 seems like it should be a priority right now. Because if you want to fund a public education, the kid's 9, we got to get some money going, right? You paid off all your debt. You're a very good saver. Let's get that going. The only change that we're suggesting is instead of putting money into retirement accounts at Vanguard, that you up your contribution into your plan through work and then put a little bit more money into the 529. Use the money that's in cash to do the work on the house. When that work is done, you'll see where you stand. You can come back on the air with us. I love talking to you every couple of years. It's fabulous for us. And then you're doing a great job, and you will be able to, maybe at that point, we'll have a little bit more clarity on, well, is this stock in the money? Can we use that? Could you, because one of the things that you could do also is that if you have this employee stock that becomes vested, you could start selling that over time and use that to fund the 529 plan. And that seems to me a very, very good way to kind of supercharge your plan of putting money away for college. So does that seem reasonable to you, Heidi?
Yeah, I think so. Should I put a lump sum of money into the 529 to get it started? Or should
I don't want to get you crazy because you're going to want to do work on the house, right?
Yeah.
So if you wanted to do a lump sum, let's say you said you really get this work done. Like if you got everybody and you're like, Jill, no, it's not 50, it's 40. I would then take 10 grand and pop it in the 529.
Okay.
That I would do. And then, of course, tell me a little bit about your, you have life insurance? Do you have your estate planning done? Is everything good there?
Oh, yeah.
All right, good.
Would you move the old 401k, Jill, and just consolidate with the traditional IRA?
Maybe. You could basically roll the ESOP and the old 401k into your traditional IRA at Vanguard. You could easily do that.
And then from that point going on, it's either you're either putting money into your current workplace plan to the point where you're maxing it out, and if you get to that point, then any extra money is going into a brokerage account.
The brokerage and 529.
And 529.
Both, exactly. I think that's a good game plan.
So no
Heidi?
more traditional IRAs?
No
Say
more
that
traditional.
Again?
There's no reason for any traditional money.
No. You got a lot of traditional money, right?
Yes.
230. You got $300,000. There's 330 already. You're young, right? Mm-hmm. You're very young, and you've got you got great income. You've got the house with a good mortgage rate, and so I think you're in very good shape to continue this process. So I think this is all smart, and we can consolidate a little bit. You can use some index funds inside of your Vanguard accounts and call it a day and keep it nice and simple. But you're on track. You're in really good shape. You really are. You've done a great job all by yourself. So congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else on our end? What do you want to know?
What is the max I should think about with the 529 since I don't know what my 9-year-old will want to do?
I mean, a genius, right? Mark, how much money should we try to get in there?
What's going in right now every month?
I think it will go up to maybe 1,000 every month.
1,000 a month? I don't think you need to go beyond that.
Yeah, I don't think you'll do more than that. And especially if you're going to start to dump some extra money in.
I always think the general rule of thumb should be, if you can get $10,000 a year into a 529 plan, that's a very good number.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. We're going to let you go, Heidi, from Wisconsin. So go be a Badger. And we appreciate you getting in touch with us. So if you, like Heidi, you're trying to juggle your own retirement, you're trying to think about 529 plan for your kid, you're just trying to manage different priorities, get in touch with us. We might be able to help you flesh it out a bit and guide you as to what you might be able to do to reach those goals. Just go to JillOnMoney.com. click the Contact Us button, write us a note, and if you'd like to join us on the air, check the box. Mark does everything else. While you're on the website, don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter, which comes out every Friday, which is today. And by the way, you can subscribe to us on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Because it is Friday, I always like to do the thank yous. Our music is composed by Joel Goodman. Mark Talercio is the very best executive producer in the whole wide world and the king of all things web. We are distributed by Odyssey. We ask that you do something nice for someone else today. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you on Monday.